And then we could have a short time now, but no watch. Remember, when you now call about a Xyz Tonight or TV Xyz, you might see live on YouTube or TV Xyz. That so Facebook Live a TV Xyz. But in the Prince Kwame Minka, and then you may the end of the Beccasan, my main fun na bakwasam kakra and to screen so celebrate who be big creative. When the petty pa. In fact, why was served as member of parliament paying, and I think so. We will be a local governance at Danakoma Super. The Dine Honorable Samuel Ofosu Ampofo on the 1st of March 1962, 10th of March actually 1962, and now Yawono, and I to say you know, where Ghana ni Amanyoni and a politician, and I feel so former member of parliament, and of course a district chief, former district chief executive, Ma Adesha no more Fantiaqua North District war a year a puye mante wo Ghana. He's also former Eastern Regional Minister and a former national organizer Emma Amanyokuye ne yede chekesi ni nyina hye as national chairman. And to say them di kakano Honorable Ofosu Ampofo a former Minister for Local Government and Rural Development. And again me repeat currently one national chairman Emma the biggest alternative political party Ghana the National Democratic Congress. Onona enenumre yene no eba betwetwe nkomo ewo Xyz Tonight. Na emfonyi ye daso yi ye de bedi nkomo sisie. Wa bra mebema eye Honorable Ofosu Ampofo akwaba. Wo de ye ntwen ho simakitu e bi ne emra. Ye ba sa mfonyi ne enti amede to so no obeti ase ye be sie. As always, show here live and interactive. WhatsApp line, you will display on screen. So, set up also the word drink channel. So, see a bit to me at the Abba. Or YouTube, so subscribe button and the Mesrewa for Kez and a boss. Set up anytime I ever been from a movie and also bit me a day, Jumadi, a hot one or etchy. Honorable Samuel Ofosu Ampofo. Yamuajumo Kwaba.
Yeah,
the times are how much in March I come about.
But as a COVID, let's say, Kosropa, auntie. Maybe I'm not COVID compliant, but can you present business distance? No,
I think so. Yeah.
Social distance here. They're not
social distance. I think
so. From say, may observe what the power until producer say social distance. No,
that's right. Yes, I say free for you. Yes, I found two screens. Now, Honorable, so I would say your camera near, but I'm a do it. Ah, also we didn't say pa. Honorable, some mini. Pacho boni di mai.
Oh, the dia obi a friend Auntie Mary and obi a friend ba.
Auntie Mary.
The dia nkasa Mary Jaubia.
Wow. Na menim say we can know okwa abusia for and of course e hona mfoni.
Mo say on sanka because and ranko na me kokofo dua kosra no. On tiapo papa. No America kanti and wow. Holiday no ba na me so momentum kan ko ha bro akakra.
They were mudin say mfonyi ni kasapa wo de wo hwe mfonyi ni din a en area na me ready din.
Nkofo bebre aka na
kan sam bebre.
Afi na nkofo bebre ka na obi a hwese obi a ka me hwe ne hwe ya hwe ma no na no me kwa na me nim amanfo timi anya artistic impression atimia achira nti afi ma hwe no closely me say me ya who say bibi wom
but me sure say what the bibi surunku bi I mean, of course, Omame and a banning to TNA, normal what is show Muna. And no Namwa Abeni a bedroom pempen so we are, and there will be a bow dear and send me breed a man for Kafan Honana.
Yeah, no, America's a friend people's mother. I'm say, me and Yamin Kwan Mamma, my man saying, mammy, and Nipa finding some a dorsal. Na or batam phobia send ba and or the tea I wanted to pum. I didn't miss so a shame. Now, dear Bakwa, I catch it and I say, yeah, more you deem who buy. We say, we deem a dimpa, yes, say, to be beer, no catch us say, or more than sad, dear, we won't get so be a bed on once a morning. na me treat me say na me yakola na ofrem no me kasa asa na me da so school boy
even after now
sisi akra ofrem ya ade amokui ba bi amokui de hwe ho yi o hwe kasa yi o yese yi o mo hwe mo ho yi o lorry mu say she is a very very concerned person adwendwen ti etada bia me ko no say or dream me more than na me say oh dream me in some cause especially politics or ti asem bi kakra bia ontime na no wa frɛ no ne me kasa ne anam so enya de a oma ebe ha no because you know yeah political system we mu de etada bi not tin some e ka fa ho ne ade a woni akoma na say oyo batan a na wa badaye da we mu a da bia na ato adwendwen and then but she is a very prayerful person and you'll be oye adwumaden na o 2 years for say adwumaden hard work doesn't break the back
right.
And you know I'm so atese onyamesrum ene ahobrasem enti wo hu say e mu bi no ho a wo profiler obi nyamede ya free no ba bi ode abedu no nka e wapa but he advises us that we should always see ourselves. So we should look at ourselves from where we came from. I come from a very humble background. You know,
baby free no a bon kaye
because there be a fan say a NDCC me chairman. It humbles me always because party me very much party in Nanamika. Na mehwɛ sɛ ne party ne so ne ɛdɔm awom ne mpanyifo a ɛwom na meyɛ the national chairman. It always humbles me say what can I do to justify the confidence amanfo enya omemu as the youngest chairman in the history of the party. Nti
that question who musa ho amu ayebe na so far wait menya say what can I do to justify confidence and I say
and until na ya to abama me trade fair no me catch on say but I ba ho pesi manum no say mama ndisi aba power na me gidi pa say 2020 elections no nyama edi go akwam na adwuma ye nyina kire say edi nkunimu abato no nia emma mabamu mu ne say me gidi say we lived up to the billing and many executives and the mpanyifo led by a flag bearer President John Dramani Mahama ya adwuma Ghana fo ndi ye hwamo na enema bi na antoto ye enti emma menya anije ni nkranhye se me ba befa party no na party no ewo nkonya 106 ewo parliament na 2016 ye vote dudu enya ya about 4.8 million and 2020 election no ya benya se se ya kasa de 137 ya de agidi se nye court sema anke atra 140 but be that artist men yan kasa 137 na ye ne abanya owo party owo abam ababe diesi ne adeje wo mkonyo bebre afiri wo musum na afi ye vote nso NDC vote President Mahama vote apaja free 4.8 to almost 6.3 na ya bre so yetimi ya history say Ghana Fimbra Eko Kebami Kebi Amambo no the first time party opposition atimi yi speaker of parliament ni nyina si during my time as chairman of the party. Then I give glory to God and also give praise to the teaming supporters of the party no say yatimi ya adwumaden even though ni aneye hwehwe si ensabeka no Supreme Court adaroma enti wan fa amahe but here the agidi say your foot soldiers your party executives from the constituency to the region to national fire branches near the na obia ebo no modern ye adwumaden na enoma ye nkuranhye say se yire ye ho ne ye ka ye ho bomu a going forward to pick 2024 elections no both presidential and parliamentary no it's a possibility okay betimi aye na me gidi enso say ebeba so say ebe form the next government.
Okay, what near wetima yama party ya wo kan wansem ya wo susu em na man for di ho adanse na se party for di ho adanse no ebe onwan na se be pusu say obi atwiniti say o pese o challenge the breya ekuta sa breya ebe onwan what surprise you?
Oh, in politics there nothing surprises me in politics. Until I will not be surprised. The truth of the matter is say general elections were NDC mu. My general election on national elections also free 1992. NDC elections there 2002 I was trade fair na me general as national organizer. So that time can be a sitting member of parliament until I doubled as a sitting member of parliament and national organizer. Me ni akuku dampa na tertia you were colonizada abankremo so nimno.
Yes.
Ni mu odin pa eba politician. But nyame adom me di nkunim. And now the second you know say Kofodia Eredex 2005. And we are friend the mother of all congresses our NDC a history. And also many akuku dampa Dr. Kofi Potofi a former national chairman and the Gina as national organizer and the house no we di nkunim. And then watching no Masai Kujina Kumasi at I believe in Kumasi as national vice chairman. And also no menya overwhelming vote Kumasi to become the national vice chairman. And 2018 year also delegates at Aroma Omama overwhelming endorsement as the national chairman of the party. Into me did any regime our party for and I mean through competition so because competition always brings out the best. But
there's a principle said nobody changes a winning team. It is said my team are wetimi aboa I'm a party net me I'm making such a strider. Wouldn't it be surprising so be back say look may challenge national chairman, may challenge general secretary, may challenge current executive no?
Well, party no constitution no mo bia ho kwan say obetimi a contest elections bia. But me gidi say yeah party no mo de yes ye nim say na esi ya de fa. Ntim say as time goes on afi na ye be hye ye branch elections ase. Me akọ constituency, me aba region, me aba national. If we do national no, the chips will fall in their rightful places and the best decision will be taken by the party. I always respect the views of the delegates of our party. The GD say a bedroom so no. Good reason will be brought to bear. Na yenya na ebetimi aboa ama party no atimi akonanim. If you say we are see ati no, obia e want the talent. Me there I'm a party builder. Me build a party. Ti me be organizer no. Me building krofo bebre, me mentor krofo bebre, me mewo NDC mu doso. Ebia grow from branches to constituency chairman, constituency executive, ebia be regional for, ebia be national. Se me kan krofo afam nsam a matete wo mo ba party do mu a. Intimi de I build party, I bring people together. Nti bo say abato aye betu you know. Enya ye flag bearership election we been see party no mo da. Say within 1 week all the 6 other aspirants no eba pledge loyalty to the flag bearer say ye be so ne no abomo aye adwuma. And me create a platform me obia inclusiveness obia ye ni mo adwuma. Obia feel say is part and parcel of the team. That is the kind of a year you hear. In every organization, once there is unity of purpose, say your effort must be directed towards our opponent and not ourselves. When we find what they can create, any sika can create one. Any honko. You who say baby, mamu nako. Any baby MPP, Nana Kufuor, and any bomb One de Ghana could be mesophobia, say, Nasabrobe could to Ghana, and some could to Gachia, would be. They say we have a beer Ghana, Akusia. Ghana has stopped working.
But answer you about Ghana has stopped working, and they said you will see who the current administration and Memono. I dear back where that for trim, a year of and of course, we had conversation across so war, radio platforms, so near social media. I pointed to that direction. Say, political party be omo primaries one, especially so when to me winning elections omo primaries one. Eyana when you were team were coming them papa muba. And people are looking at NDC say alternative, the biggest alternative political party. As national chairman of a political party, Waka say one making so much strides in the recent elections. And the assurance now be to media Ghana for say more Congress amobeye elections amobeye enko fam papa mu bia ma na unity na ye hu ye no eno an ye behu wabra ye kwanim.
There is something that is happening in our party I been see that say ya to abawi na ya dedicated time say ya post election retreat matran party no much ya nya bi da under my leadership ya started akọ regions say me no ka say ya about 12 out of there 16 regions ya to ye boase ya ye national retreat ama ya hwe every regional reports na ya call regions so na regional retreats and ye hwe niam a course na anko yie mo ne ade nyina ye hwehwe na ewie regional retreats na yama regions also ye constituency by constituency retreat so that you betimi ahwe the whole election no, from the macro to the meso to the micro level. Let's just say a soro mfimfin any asif. A boama yetimi ihu factors a ekoyie maye factors a anko yie maye what we can do to build a united more cohesive party na yetimi akoye no. That process is still ongoing. The last one no Takrade Western region and you don't the Ababigu. Be sure say the subsequent one I acquire Western North yes also. You were Shanti region and I'm say Eastern region there also and also no but largely no yes introspection no communication for I dear youth for I dear women I dear. I'm say one key a year aka security because as we go into 2024 election security is going to be key and a cardinal. Say our approach to security will determine our success or otherwise. And we are going to have a very radical approach.
What does that mean?
Well, a radical approach in this. See, you know, when you see 2020 elections.
That's right.
And you know, you ever find one drink. Now you need security for no side retreat and China Basso. You review every aspect of security in the last election, right down from the registration, election day, collation, and na yewo enim defo ewa omwo security munim de akese power party
oka security oka party security and as state security because state security there cannot na boye nyina ye ho ban
say yewo state security I don't know we will look at it because as part of the reform so we send this is say no you crucial about 36 different reform proposals in the electoral commission for and I catch them say about 2020 no enema be branko so ye we need to do a lot of reforms me person make details
sure
but en check ra no ye be public engagement near the media for no na ba na hu the normal of reforms are proposal in the election. It includes security because this is the first time yakwakoto aba e wo man we say mu military focus too e the coalition center atutu tu akumunipa even see ya hwe anim say aban ebetime aye bibia fa ho bubu na so say until near cause because nipa nwotwe wu a according to Akufo-Addo Nana Akufo-Addo no say a few regrettable deaths but me sure say oba in the wu ya and you will not call it few because one death is too many to be accepted. And you know, based on this, you propose a lot of reforms. I did say, a bit in your strengthen, redefine the role of security agencies on election day. But beyond that, no, as a party, so no, I was seeing so you're doing who can be fast with the name of your personal security, your agent security, and other things. So we manage to assure our people say, if you are going to transfer, mana bati aboni tribunal. The banti command transfer do anasin tonko.
Okay, I'm sure so in the coming days you'll be interrogating mobile partners in exactly what you intend doing in terms of that. But about state security, and His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo way a statement a crime a free a year Jubilee House, the such as a Eugene Ahen, Director of Communications at the Office of the President. Was it President Akufo-Addo appoints COP George Akufu Dampare as acting IGP, and I think so Deputy Director General Isaac Kofi Ejiri as acting Director General of the Prison Service. Assembly Tier 1 say a year Ora Dampare, a year COP Dampare, and then Onona Nana Danko Akufo-Addo Abonidi say Omba Mbeye IGP. At the end, especially taking into consideration a normal what we see in recent times as far as security is concerned. And the current IGP said that I'm for say abash, including Mankasamu Party. I say abash and say a normal be a course one and koye under the leadership. Dampare bit to abese satebiana.
Well, Nedikano, Mekase, and the Tibia a responsibility of the president to appoint somebody as IGP. Me worry kakra ewo hone say sa acting no de emwa e kwan bia so se bre so na se person appoint obi a appoint no a substantive position na man nya the necessary a friend say ayi no ahode no fa enye adwuma obehwe no na ye so obi acting nya ye acting na no da bia utu na kra na wo hwe wachi say me acting de man to me nema yi a e bia ye confirm nti I have sided with a number of people who feel say the mode of appointment of the police must change. Na si ebetimi ama fixed tenure e dey ama police IGP and ke betimi aboa pa say we IGP na say 4 years na obedi a e bo odi na ama 4 years mandate unim say 4 years no ubi twa 4 years into no policy any programs any vision o dey year adwuma but say kobasa you are the beck and call of the president, you are the bench of the president no koda no so die no hu say ukuta sekan at the time one die man of party with me you free for but
then again you fix it tenants in the crown poa so president the appointing and
then make but if you fix a tenure a fixed tenure say you appoint to substantive 4 years now 4 years no crowd bit me atra aban bi
granted
because 4 years no ya
oh still president the appointing no
and I'm the president and I'm say authority no there obi antime free president no some until we cannot question the president appointing. One good thing.
But perception say, obey your president to the bidding so well.
Well, and
political party what by
and nothing America say, sir, Nipano fixed tenure. A bit me encouraging now in bolding and say, obey your also. But there are IGPs and also appoint government appointees. Whether some government appointing or not, no. Obey me exhibiting high sense of professional integrity. In his performance, and I expect to say, I see the man as a very young person. Normally, no, if young person are put in such positions now, they are challenged to believe. Say they still have a long way to go. But we are proceeding. No, we could proceed. I can't inform you. No, because retirement. I'm an IGP. Inform you no so. I'm not 60 years or so. No, be pay. A friend say extension. Now you are granting extension beyond the retirement. It was a nipa no or a lame duck. We become a civilian or a police at Ideno keke. With his age, you know, I think he will challenge himself. I don't know how old, but I think that he is just about 50 or thereabouts. Yes.
But system name in any way. I mean,
well, it is up to him to prove his mettle. Yehu prosifo a omaba ye adwuma a obi abo aba so say adwuma de mo me pese me bobodin no obi akase bi ama begina ha bo obi di anambodi but I am hoping say reading from I listened to Chief Superintendent Tubu, the Honorable MP for Lanchini Tubu. Or you'll be very objective. Yeah. Intimate and come one of the network sister network also. And I know I praise the Dampare, and also he is an astute professional. Who believe in his conviction. Until let us hope, say, the way Lanchini, who no can, who has some, and a matter say, Kudalo, former IGP, so I grant interview. Say, scratch my back, I scratch your back there. But I believe that they are people of integrity and substance. Until will be super Lanchini, the way he behaves.
But what about what are the
until let me say, sir, based on that and the fact that he entered the police as from the scratch,
yes,
as a constable.
That's right.
And he's ending as an IGP. For me, that should challenge him, because police officer be a friend of Commissioner Abua. Obeye, Director General, Police Commissioner in charge of CID. He ended up as the National Security Advisor to President John Dramani Mahama. And so started with President Mills. And Otwaso. That was free, me call na ye nebi. Me call na ye answer. And I read the profile. And I who say, on also, Eshe Bruce Nase as a constable. And or I say, yeah, call commissioner. On the MSNT and you went to me and the IGP, but he rose to the top. Such people, no, so we know our system more, because when I was at local government, no, near war, Papa be at the front of Zanu. Mr. Zanu became the chief director, and also not a messenger, and local government too. And arising from messenger to become a chief director. At a point in time, he became almost a walking encyclopedia when it comes to local governance issues. It is a when you nipobia wa famusa. The expectation, they say, will be live up to the billing. Until one can only wish him well, and to say, and someone on one of the professional colleagues, can't find no. On manemre musa na on rise above, say na appointing authority na on your police near Juma.
Okay, immediately, what are some of the security issues are? We will confront now we foot 2 hours the man on and
we did say one of the challenges was to say and they say most of the security agencies have been infiltrated by vigilante groups money are there. And even among the security agencies, let me say in the police today, morale will be at its lowest ebb because the police for some protecting. If they are being gunned down, you shoot two of robbers, you come. Yeah, you say one more accoutrement on the Bayer Juma and Niama, a Bema Mora across until he has to come and work on the morale of the police and raise their morale. Now, Womunya crash say they are there to protect us because any part of be protected no appear. I just walk a bomb pie sign of cross say ready. Shebeswa. Nature say bibi ya touchima. Until one, he has to deal with the morale of the police now because I think that morale of the police is not something to write home about. Secondly, I need to look into the police. Neighbor say those who are not acting professional because na say obeti no na emboni bia bebre ebeba no ma also protect ya omo ya hoban obehwe na they are implicated in one crime or the other na nyina gina the mode of recruitment you can say almost 4 to 5 years here MPP ababa ye hu see advertise say police for your form ha mon ko ne screening na ye nyese enkwese obehwe na ya de nkrofo aba na ya show police atade so mako training enti ama professionalism no lower police no enti on making sure say the professional integrity of the police will be restored. Now obetimi raise the morale of the police to assure the public say we have a police almost here so we can sleep with both eyes closed. They say when we sleep one eye is closed, one is open because police for Nankasano they don't feel secure, they don't feel protected, let alone with the civilians. And he has an onerous responsibility to ensure, say, Obebuama, your police, and raise you to the level that all of us will be comfortable
very well. My main man for say what's up line here, display screen is 20. What drink channel sushi. The question be our honorable officer for no to me as any my NCBR or Wabra Queen, we say Adaje be Bema. It has a bit me activate phone lines now. But I don't know what you're back on, and also you my for power. And be sure so one cause also would do any boss 1 hour can be an hour to be, especially on radio. But yeah, dance hashtag fix the country. So more raising issues about a normal a Hagana Sabrea. I say, well, I'm on your phone, you open your eye, and this MPP open your eye. For instance, in the area of corruption, ultimately, the scandal be to say judgment death scandals here, course war under NDC administration. Timi Kasafa, say the Oka housing as some or say STS Korea housing deal, because he say it's in Serium. Sounds that we must buy the same thing, you won't share. And so you be the movie in one time, and this in the MPP, and I'm way pay.
And so said in Tampa, it is only when MPP have realized they have failed and failed woefully and miserably. And those who are parading say, all of a sudden, we are neutrals, I can say, you know, and this MPP nyepe. And this eba or memua. Ghana for nothing can say, Abanya or Dimpuntuba and Wabay. And MPP Suba. Omo build castles in the air. Yantinas and the to see President John Dramani Mahama, the 4 years will be there. Now you landmark projects I only last week, no me free Kumase Banajo. You better play man and catch any permanent in the banner say. A brick a crabby a trap near Kumasino. Anka in so Munaka crabia obeda. And Sania navigator, nation lights, and all the modern equipment, and the Kumasi airport has been elevated to international status. Oko Tamala, the same thing. Oba Terminal 3, now ba a airport to her. Now, Sankramatis Africa said then we have voted as the best airport. And here, NDC under John Dramani Mahama, and the years had we see. Me now be a board chairman, Ghana Port and Harbours Authority. I knew how the port was, and I know what the port is now. Within a very short time, no, I transformed Temahabo and Maokona, one of the modern ports in Africa. Yet me see, Temahabo say, Ukota their expansion project is going on. I face a education sector. Now, Ubisa say, if you start with tertiary education, if you come and time, you build 3 traditional universities. University of Ghana, and the Kwame Nkrumah University, and the University of Cape Coast.
That's right.
How na DB account? University of Development Studies, NDC, under President Rawlings, may he so rest in peace, and at the buy. After University of Energy and Renewable a year, Sunyania, a year President Atamos, and a year the birthday, next Otiasia, and can 77th birthday. Until no, me bomb more semano, because Oyobia, Abasuma May pa na ya kaino, free and come muda. And no, after University of Health and Allied Sciences, a year who any campus no back do, and also no NDC na Dubai. Ushasa University of Development Studies here, this is a spread there for wa na Vrungo, Tamale campuses in na ewo hono. After we are no free now, but even University of Education, Winneba, special training college now. And you through President Rawlings and this year, BC and Nana, and I fully fledged university. So they are not in China. Polytechnics, no. Just 3 traditional ones is Takrade Polytechnic, Accra Polytechnic, and Kumasi.
That's right.
Under successive NDC governments, no. And now almost every regional capital. Polytechnics are a bar NDC time under President Mahama or elevate a number of them to technical universities. Bisa say MPP for and then no my when we come to these sectors. So now health sector. Now Bisa say MPP under the successive government NDC. What have they done? And they call Rich Hospital, one of the most modern hospitals. Rich Hospital, University of Ghana Medical Center. Now, when you say, "I am a new eco commission here, a Bank of Ghana Hospital." Now, Kotema, now Maritime Hospital. Now, if you move into the regions, now this is Sunyani Regional Hospital, Ababe na NDC. Now, Cape Coast Interbetin Hospital, now this is Ababe na NDC. Now, whole regional hospitals, now this is Ababe na NDC. Now, expansion are taking place in other regional hospitals. You see, in fact, one of the modern regional hospitals that you see here, Nana Kufa Dubai, and the day, and say, yeah, be no Mukubiano, Upper West Regional Hospital, now, come here, Bolgadi. Now, be so, Jose, near him, NDC, MPP for a and you know that comparison, NDC and MPP, the same day, because in terms of all these things, no, you try say. You the 2 minimum you protected the national purse more than one the national purse no player can see the player on a bathroom jacuzzi near the normal room. That is different, and this is a modest a party modest government. We put the nation development at the heart of everything that we
is
do.
It about area a year I mean political party be the priority. For instance, MPP or share over flagship programs now her baby over money at China. Free SHS, planting for food and jobs. One district, one factory.
Open so
one district, one factory.
Open so and
your priority areas.
Mr. Open so Agric minister said the planting for food and jobs no egu.
I say egu.
And
challenges there.
And I say egu. And no more here. What did they do in the agricultural sector? ene ye ni bro
aduane busu last
ene ye ni bro
ye no mka say aduane busu last
aduane a sa minister eba ko fa bode no se ko hwe planting for food and jobs na bode enka ho bode anabu no na NDC program cocoa board under Dr. Puni ya no mo started say one more expand planting more cocoa and no more intercropping say the farmers should do plantain intercropping na ama shade about cocoa no so at least for the next first 2 years I will be doing na ma body bu ya ma yenu no beto yo mba mo say planting for food and job body enka ho so no o de body ebo mo sa for him and abro ashoto e wo ma we say me yekwani o I am a practical farmer. I have been in farming for over 25 years. Me a poultry farmer. My poultry for over 25 years. And now poultry farmers be farms are good because a brown basic material I feed. A brownie be new. And the people are being forced to sell their best because what the poultry as you say layers now feed you ma. We change feeding time no krana e affect laying pattern. It is a now koto broni ese broni ho no ntimi anye feed na enkoko na nidi dakoa. Unya bro the next day now bana the mama. E be sesa laying pattern. It is a broni ho. A brobo adobo from what we came to meet. Na bro say last year said na brobo just about 120 per mini bag. Say I double.
Okay.
Unya bi kura no wato. Free fertilizer and a Greek minister and feed the donkeys. And the fertilizers wouldn't say ye buy MPP buy. There were instances yes your mother articulated load of fertilizers almost small girl. Baby you say kwache almost so many baby you have and then no more farm. Intino says the di na almost say we're planting for food and the it was more or less propaganda. Say about millions of people have been employed under that. Yeah, practitioners. We kept on asking, where are they? Because me, I'm a farmer, a farm place. Who cannot be someone say planting for food? I'm not surprised to say one man missupply all those resources. No, na ene onwaba esu say the program no has failed, and now onwa start to say otium. Etino emuni ohe free senior higher education. That's right. And the one who said Colani to it, you say accommodate
Kumasi girls.
Girls impose accommodate in coffee. And the bisa
but any widespread
and the bisobia or your education is bia. But they say headmaster be a car 6 months or be call retirement no sa feed the mekasa. 6 months here can the transfer me na mu medical mekasa. Education is in crisis. And don't show be not beside the say education timetable na nkasa no kra there omunim timetable. Everything is wrong with our system to the extent to say and I buy about 68 million a day Ghana cedis got past questions. Yeah. The past questions there yeah children collide there and answer past questions near the moment.
Beg idea at least a more an idea of the kind of questions I have set over the years.
Film a cool school, basis sabri, we a free team jackery breast, basis sabri. What is our buy past questions at the common school? No,
but I buy or person Quran pass it yet.
No, this is about Colana.
Nasa or no, yeah.
What you Colana, dear? Pasco, there's available. Yeah, baby, I call baby, I'll call a bright common entrance. So, could not 10 years Pasqua. I mean, that shouldn't have been the priority at all. Because you see, there's a truth, and the truth is that in the last senior high school examination, there were all sorts of, a friend is saying, and someone also said, questions, answers were being passed on by social media. I say, I had some teachers. I'm a friend, I'm say, honorable, I say, my main son of WhatsApp now, or channel paper, and when you're man in Abba, and the WhatsApp song. What kind of education are we building for our people? The education system is in crisis because if you have a president of Boko Kachan Kola, or Mukoya, so I say, Mum pass it, Namushemu, Minimisa, Yama school. How can we wish to say Yama be feeling? But how can you go and politicize it and say, Moon pass no shame me enemies? If you can be a me first we am be pass my mama pass.
Was he not referring to
That
critics,
is not. That is
not referring
to
critics of free SHS.
That is not how. That is not how our educational system should build. We are aiming at quality education. Education will be free. One kasano, the system will go through. I mean, some people go through the system, but the system doesn't go through them. But thoroughbred education is that the system must go through you.
The current one, yes, I.
Oh, they say the many show society. I think that you see, sir, we will be a education as now. We analyze education policies and the outcomes. About 5 years, you then begin to realize whether the system was good or bad. In Tinko, Sawoko Bwankola no pass senior high normal university. Some home and you be other questions be able. Until let's look. I'm not saying say and Colane ebinum everyone is there. Ebinum parents invest a lot of money to ensure say they will help them outside the school main school system to improve on their lot. But I can tell you, say, today, if you interrogate key stakeholders in the education system, now Mbeka say your education system is in crisis.
But in your time, say a normal be for education bar Mekai joined Mahama administration, Mills administration. There were a series of strikes. It's got to do with market piano and on crowd. Sometimes Ayana be feeling free. Crab a show my drain. Our Casa Fidia so Angel Cabono Mekai the number of times Brana more joy, Menene didn't come more, Brana more proud number of times and no more to come on some of these issues. Situation today, what travel for Yache key stakeholders in the Binia Church for. Well, a bit makasa, but I didn't know. Omo muda omuku, omubata nku na no. Yente se omucha sam for you will betray.
It is only in recent times, and the man who said natifo. A co-meeting, other not or not, and their leaders have started speaking. Because there is culture of silence and intimidation.
Oh, there's culture of silence?
Yes, in the education sector. People are not talking. Headmasters, I say, oh, Fred, now, see, yeah, pamo. And you're Lahano, say, la senior high school, be, and a headmaster, because Kasafa and Kunya, you transfer, near you would. Until you be a person of But education, one of the key cardinal principles in education, it must be democratic and people must be free to speak their minds. But then people don't want to speak because we share director of education. Now we share headmasters money are there. Ubi a mi na no. Say me kasa ubi aso suru. Me na me nko kana ye transfer me free hanko tamala na say enfa me nko to baby a. Sa there me kasa.
Sabi sure we reconcile to the enra. His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo kan ye wo Eid celebrations no. Say ono na memo de a defender of free speech now. You okay with Dika?
Nana Akufo-Addo is a walking contradiction. Assembly of Bekambiano, nay, the opposite. And what your Mamuya Centroni? How many journalists and Nana Akufo-Addo also believe in the independence and freedom of the media? Ye attacking or more in Kumbinum, and the intimate here move. When they have 1992, 1992 constitution started. When has we got into the level, say, journalists call to me, Johnny from we say, I am under threat into me, baby, Marco secure refuge. Journalists, it me Kasana or Bisi Mimiaku, Nampa, near Bonituni, Obashemu, Uhu. And the truth of the matter is that Moamus and Trefon and Kasana, a bar. Why, I say, Mokasano, why you do? And I make I say, one of the challenges that we have in this country, they say, whilst the media is supposed to put the government on its toes, in Ghana, the media is rather attacking the opposition. I didn't see that. We don't have the press. You need press, be look, you control. You see, politics. There is a very classical definition now. Harold Laswell, M.I. or say, politics, who gets what? When and how. It is an intense struggle of who controls the national purse. Into who control national purse, the searchlight must be on you. How are you protecting the national purse? And nothing that say, everyone say, President to Kwako high play. I need to no buy no say President say when you play over room. Into compare jacuzzi a bathroom, and now you 15,000 pounds an hour. Na yafre finance minister said bra parliament. Na baby you anwa.
Security.
Yeah, they are the man wono achewo. parliamentary question there the more into no baby answer be our no so why you want to say about parliament there you make sure that you go to the right places and get all the answers and come and answer parliament. I think that today what I've done is an affront to the dignity of parliament.
Do you know?
Yes.
A year can offer.
Yes.
So what pass your security?
And it's also passing man because you are the finance minister. You control. You are the exchequer.
But it's a matter of security.
You are the exchequer. What is the security about it? In fact, let me explain to Ghana for a second.
Right.
The office of the president budget is controlled by what we call the office of the government machinery. The government machinery includes the office of the president, then all the 16 regional coordinating councils and the presidential commissions be under the office of the president. Budget under the office of the president. Presidential travels, presidential emolument, president is under the office of the chief of staff. The national security doesn't control how to pay for aircraft for. I mean, they should not think, say, ubi nim kwanye faswa yedibu omai. Ebi abebu omai da. And we know, say, the finance minister knows, say, payment for aircraft are high at the president and national security. And after all, say national security, but can hide a deba. Hide this can never. If the national security has the financial component near the amount now say answer there, then call the national security and get all the figures because you control the exchequer. What they have done is to show that they are clearly hiding something from Ghanaians.
But looking at the numbers, and they said, yeah, Parliament is Sabrina. To what extent now we expect to say, Rashabi, you're putting in a bit more press. Kopem say, Akuntabuna Ghana for Shadomon Sabeka.
Meti wa honorable Kujeto Block, I'm sorry, ranking member for Foreign Affairs, say, we filing urgent question at the Ama security minister. Until you can run, but you cannot hide. But the fact of the matter is that in democracy and your constitutional rule, one of the key principles and transparency, accountability. Until you need to be transparent. You need to be accountable to the good people of this country. It is another coup for by no so we protect national person. Then there are questions. No more running around, more technicalities. No more journey. Ghanaians are looking up to you. Ghana for Sabio, Ghanaians are very discerning. Now, say, oh, my member make national security. Now, me fan by time. Number say at the end of the day, no. The truth, no, won't mean from free.
They are man for in more political language. Yeah, say, oh, Ghana for, oh, yeah, you do 2024, we will be fee. We get the baby baby bro, many so we will be fee. Say, Sakas are on TV that.
The outcome of the 2020 election should let you know, say, don't take the Ghanaian voter for granted. South Americans. The outcome of that election, they just say, don't take Ghanaian voter. No. Into one more for somebody taking the Ghanaian voter for granted. No. They are doing it at their own peril. Because say, Ghana for are very discerning. Into one not the taxpayers' money. Now, mess quandano. Now, major baby say, I'll protect the national purse. Now, on the other way around, no, you are squandering our, check from other places. And see, say, presidents travel and they even go with commercial flights. Yeah. Nothing prevents you from going on commercial flight. Now they are called Abia, we call London, and I say we call a friend say France. Now Wabana Air France. What the first class cry now? I just see one more kusi. Say na obe kasi me fete me biare. Now they could do airport on Ukraina. We call VIP airport bia on VIP lounge now. Then also and the person me biare say my conference cry. They will give you the facilities. Unless you say why? What do you say? If you are going to when you 2%, we got to
you also the engineer brush with your feet. I never see what, and over the past days, me shows where the Sputnik V vaccine won semi. Honorable Minta Kando, pushy. I said the enormous when ya year details, and the choir Ghana buying fast, so offer then temuni so say or procure some vaccines, and then. Home commercial be by last time health minister call the kasa no koya kosi say asam no wan fan koto mrahye bedwafo anim wan fan to cabinet anim na enam sa no enam say the na noma ho abehia na entempe esi wo ho nti a man of bass and Tianya bass and the AM from so Ghana from function, meaning so will be count or for swamp for. But you should be a course of Russia bigger fee and that you didn't come to see.
The investigation should be conducted in accordance with Section 89 of Act 663 as amended to ascertain the circumstances that gave cause for Ministry of Health to undertake the said assignment with says a team of investigators will therefore visit your organization to undertake this. So in the PPA response to your letter, they admitted that there was a violation. Do you agree to that?
I don't, Honorable Chair.
For which there will be investigators to investigate.
Can I, Chair? Can I?
So, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable colleague, I decided to lay back because at a point, maybe a certain impression was being created that you were being. We also have before us a letter from the minister to PPA for ratification. As a matter of procedure, PPA would have to investigate the grounds for you proceeding prior to the authorization. Yeah, you didn't come to them. The law allows for you to come for ratification. Wait. He has quoted, well, the matters of law matters of law would be in our reports. He has argued emergency laws and the situation we found ourselves. So I am saying that put that question to you. If you punch holes and deal with that, and you are allowed. But when you are doing back and forth, he said, do you agree? He says, I disagree. Then maybe so get him to give you the facts.
So, Mr. Minister, you know the public procurement does not have the authority to ratify single source procurement. There could be ratification of other whatever, but single source procurement, there's no provision in the Act.
Where is the Director of Procurement? Are you here? You took an oath. Are you able to take us through? Is there any provision in the PPA Act as amended which allows for ratification?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I think it's only under single source that even you have to apply for ratification. Because if you open tender and you have other submissions and you award your contract, that is the procedure. But because under the circumstances, you could not apply to PPA to give you the approval to do single source, and you went on to do single source.
Enti hono na PPA enipa na hono na as PPA ni no na oboa said be ya ye benya ntiase bi say te said the minister kind no were in an emergency situation. Enti na sa procurement process no ye buso na ye fa ho but na minister ne ka say okowie no san baaye say obefa process and
the almost say and Nana Akufo-Addo ne MPP aban there sa rule of law no there it's about rule of men. What they want, rule of men. What they want to do is what they do. Because Utiena say single source. The first thing that's about procurement for, not procurement for more authorization. Say certain circumstances we are authorizing you to do single sole sourcing. So you don't do sole sourcing. Now what is sole sourcing? We are saying now what say. To two anomaly we are. And now what you say. And Mabini. That is not how to do it. But you see, let us go into the issues properly.
That's right.
Sure. Abangana Abankwa. Enna yare Abba. We are seeing na pandemic Abba Ekum Krofua. MPP. Nana Akufo-Addo ne ba miane na aban ayo madwen se omo de yare no ena ombe didi wo. Ghana hankwa. Samu. Ghana hankwa. So okay say lockdown. Okay. Si ketwitwi di almost some de amount of
54 million as I say, yeah.
I know and one some eda ho besi ne. Ghana hanko ye beto obey. You say COVID-19 relief fund. Kona could be session for the relief fund and my home. Me or hand will be frame. No, Kofodio no say IRS correct. MPP for party executives near the be ask a line edge tax identification number because you say they are more relief funds.
Hey,
yes.
MPP.
Oh yes. And it's cut across during the elections.
First,
no tax identification number and some what media can apply can be. Enti every baba you better who say sa relief fund and he found the ma adwuma be no moye and then time will come every baba a day of accountability will definitely come. Enti yade yare ekum nipa if there is any reason why Ghanaians should vote MPP government out and the way they have handled COVID. And na yati we COVID assign asoria amano ho so a ebabio. Ade o man bi abekom bia no the COVID reliefs and na aba say ye wama amanfo ho ayede ahehan wom. Ghana hanko an the taxes nko aba say numo say den aba beto say COVID yare aba ye ho akire ye a ye bre na ye nsan tua ho e kanka ho bio.
The management in here bad.
Completely.
COVID-19.
They have shown complete insensitivity to Ghanaians. Kwesi yeti ho. Na omaya yeti mu ever since a lockdown by March 2019.
Exactly.
March 2019. And a lockdown by I think about 12 March 2019 a lockdown by. Ebesi na me no kase no. Government of Ghana has not been able to procure a single vaccine. So the Babaji Ghana phone.
But so how when you said yeah, won't see a day. I mean, for
developing
country like
other countries and see what they have done for their people.
Say
and Ghana, you know, vaccines about other say a year United Nations for and I say Ubina a friend say yeah they babu near the achaye. Because say on my nan kasapa. It means it's 15,000 pounds at the high play every 1 hour. You need to car. Ya de beto your friend say enu abe Ghana for company enipa afrim and then I say matese panyin bi pa me respect the pa you very yes we afrim I'm getting information say e be a COVID ne kun na me di ahwe ho say abaye timi atenase almost 2 years and timi for vaccines apart from Accra and Kumasi ne ba bi kakra omo ye eno kwa omo ye first shot no kra be o second shot kwa omo ye its consequences nobody can tell. And this government after now, Kona compare vaccines number when we in the World Health Organization for our protocols near there, and once you timi faswa, you timi nya orders near engineer day now was to make a fat shake view Dubai. One by a middleman. No more for vaccines are bread. Now vaccine for $10. No. Uncle for yare a mubu ewu hono, and don't have a fahona their pesca. Now your friend minister now, or better parliament also why confused. Why so confused?
I just know maybe at two.
Why confused? You know when you are called as a minister. You see, you're a minister. You are heading a ministry. Every ministry be about 4 line agencies and the directors, or finance, or monitoring and evaluation, or human resource. You are equipped with the requisite manpower to help you think. And you don't come and dramatize it in parliament to say me a minister and me confused. That is not what leadership is all about. If you want to see leadership,
but was he not being honest?
If you want to go and see leadership, go and see how George Bush reacted when the Twin City was attacked. You don't get up and come and tell your people that I'm confused. You see, what the minister is saying is a reflection of the government that he represents. Oh yes, because COVID is a international issue, a international public health issue. It was a pandemic. A new Ministry of Health, and the government of Ghana, and now what responsibility say about Ghana for who by now what Timia say the requisite vaccines and others will come in to vaccinate people and prevent them from dying from the pandemic.
Okay.
Anything. So, Minister, a reflection is a reflection of the government, and it shows a confused government which doesn't know what to do. And I can tell you that Nana Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia are sleeping on their job. Look, they have failed woefully because if it comes to the health of the people, you see, the health of the people, the health of a country is the wealth of that country. How many people and you lose who was a pandemic? Top-notch professionals, professors in university, doctors in the medical field, nurses, teachers, and other high-ranking officials now move because of this pandemic. And the government me and priority say, remember more than say, and now make a say no. Can say, and by June, no more vaccinated, any 22 million.
Okay.
And now you can say no, just about 1 million people have been fully vaccinated.
It's a Ghana for Yenya Day. Yenya Day, Sabri.
So say there, me did say, Ghana for Yenya, because you're doing here and I for the Nabai. No, and I said that just as I said there, now says I say, no, for obey me by your fear.
Well,
I can you enter into our houses and call us fellow Ghanaians?
Who be here?
Obey me by you now. Or the cutting. Because you know who said, Nana Kuford na share Mrabu Mraso. President of the executive instrument bar, no buso. Now boom branoso, Hana watching on one catcher and say, Unim Ranoso.
Honorable, so body your mamma, mamma can messages kakraba. Now, if it was so a chat or not yet, you made but I really time I see message will say, hello, I'm Nash from Kumasi. My chairman is on top of issues. May respect, and money too much. And I think so. We say hello, good evening, Prince. I'm a teacher at the basic school level, and government has ignored us completely, focusing all attention on SHS. But they are forgetting that the basic school teachers produce students for senior high school. And indeed, there's culture of silence as far as Ghana education is concerned. Honorable is right. The government should know that a hungry man is an angry man. One for Dianka and also Chilebibi. And a message was free Joe, and also free Takwa. I was say, good evening to you, Prince. Please tell Honorable Fusampo for that the national executive should get in touch with the grassroots of the party and also meet me Abwaye Pa. And I think so message with free Gideon or not Takra. They'll say teachers are quiet because you will either be transferred or tagged as an enemy of progress. And also a message out there. We also say, please ask Honorable whether it is true that he has presidential ambition. If yes, I will fully endorse him. Why? Moru and Ediwe free Guru Ebaye. And a message we also say, good evening, Kwame. I'm told chairman has been talking to some MPP people. Mesrena won't disabuse idea and say no credit. Yeah, one can't share. Sanya no credit, so one can't share. Isaac upon Mensa and Ediwe free Kumasi Ebaye. We also say, Kwame Shadia be a AC ewo a teacher for Ejumedi. Only video biaba. Also, we confirm the Honorable Ekano said there's culture of silence in the educational sector. We say, my name is Manfred in Kansas. Please tell Dr. Fusuampofo that I have a message from the Almighty God for him to change his story. He should get in touch. I'm sure there's often over time. What's on Gomana?
Just a few minutes.
Yes.
2 things in America.
Yes.
Or be friends, what is a million people for I think that my party people must disabuse their minds of this propaganda. Me, 1992 year TMPP, NDC, no, Nami won't be. And then Yami Abuame from branch to constituency to region to national. National me buy and be a national organizer for 9 years in the history of the party. Will be a bidder. Me buy a national vice chairman, director of elections, and now national chairman of the party. Look, adia a year no nyam shepa ma me say me di party yedim na party yedim kunim na yakase me a chairman of the ruling party and not chairman of an opposition party. And so I am coming, me starting my politics for Achim. All of a sudden, me Achim mafia. But I have suffered in the hands of my own people in Eastern region, even for supporting NDC.
Wow.
Me papa, so it's here. Me friche bi esikem ha. It me kokko to share also. Say, a friend say, "You opportunity be the president." Now back when national organizer, Edi Professor Mills and I'm a Professor Mills have a president. I have suffered a lot of prosecutions and attacks. And you know, it will be foolish on my part, excuse me to use that word, but I want to use it. So at this level, any NDC fashion man, at the party abesha. Now election kakra will be person of contest in Abeka for some of the MPP for Kasa. I mean that one is below the belt. But I'll let our people know say, Omunya, look, Me na MPP for them court and then Nana Akufo my court 54 times. And no crime affected my performance. Every time I was on the field, crisscrossing and working day and night, being at the center of the party campaign and directing everything until the election. And even on election night, one more the role that I played, not sleeping for almost 2 to 3 days. Now, no, say, I told the beer, no contact to me, not kaka. But let me just end by saying that
yes.
Nana Akufo-Addo is sleeping on the job. We are almost in 7 months of his government. MMDC is also appointed now various metropolitan municipal and assemblies. So, and the assemblies are not without substantive MMDCs.
Yeah.
One more hanging or air act, and nothing seems to be going on in the country. And you know, I trusted Damboche. Damboche has been somebody that at party level. I thought, say, as a local government minister, and appointment of a friend saying, minister, sir, for finance minister, near local government minister, because local government minister is supposed to help set up the governance structures now, starting with the local governance system, so, and to get the assemblies in place so that they can implement, which means to say almost getting to more than half of the year, you are not implementing anything. I'm calling on the government to stop sleeping on the job and appoint their MMDCs so that they can tackle the hydra-headed challenges the various villages, towns, and communities in Suaya, electricity, and that is the responsibility of government. And I want to assure all Ghanaians to say NDC and MPP are not the same. NDC is a progressive party, people's-minded party, development-oriented party, the party that takes care of the state pest and ensures there is development anytime that we are in government. MPP, on the contrary, think about themselves and their families and whatever, and not about issues of bread and butter, which is very critical to the ordinary people of this country. We can never be the same, and we will always distinguish ourselves as a social democratic party, which has the development of the country at heart.
Honorable, ever do I say? And then Ubra Unyama and Anna Xyz Tonight. I was here for Evamunzia, channel by Bishia radio so, and Honorable Chairman of Oswampofo and a Chicken Common Annuary. Within the Prince, Kwame Minka, Oshama Bontia, also Kwame and also Yabekasa.